Hey, welcome to the video. We're doing a quick panel change here. We're going to be installing the Leviton panel. A lot of advantages to this. It's a real clean install. What we have here behind me, this is an old 200 amp split bus panel. As you can tell, it is ugly. There's a lot of doubled up wires on the breakers. You know, they have the old split bus. This is de-energized. PUD was just here and popped the shunts in the meter can. So we are de-energized. I left everything. I'm just getting ready to start. I'm going to go through. We're going to flag everything with white tape. The existing panel schedule is pretty much non-existent. We have if I can get a existing panel schedule here. Not very accurate. I've noticed we have some got some wires, wrong size wires on breakers, things of that nature, so we need to get that stuff corrected. We're going to go through here. I'm just going to flag everything with white tape. If it has something on the schedule, like, you know, heating circuit, hot water heater, things like that, I'm going to go ahead and write that, just HW/30 amps, what ampacity of breaker it's on, and we'll be putting it back together here in just a little bit. But we're doing Leviton panel here. These guys are clean. So forgive the camera work. I'm on my own today, so I will do my best. So these panels, they come with their little paint board. If you're doing new construction, this is really nice because it keeps the debris out and it gives you a little board that you can write your circuits on. In the old days, I used to just cut a piece of cardboard off of the cover, but these are very nice, clean panels. They're nice to work with. You're going to see when this install is done, it's going to look almost empty in here. The way these panels are set up is you terminate all your hots and neutrals right here. If it's 60 amps and below, your neutrals terminate. If it's above 60 amps, they have to go up to the neutral bar. Then you have your grounding bar, grounded, grounding. This is your white, your neutral. You got your two phases come on the top side of the breaker, and they actually have some covers, which are nice. You just take those out, and then right here you got your main bonding jumper that bonds your grounding bus to your grounded bus. That's the difference between your neutral and your ground. So I always like to keep things separated. Ground's over here, neutral's over here. This is a service, so you don't have to do that, but again, my videos are on good practice and how I like to do things over 30 years. And if they wanted to upgrade their service and change to a 400 amp service and have two 200 amp sub panels, then all of your grounds and neutrals would have to be separated at that point. So that's just how I do things now, and it saves the guy later. All he would have to do would be come in and take that bonding jumper off. So these are really nice panels. They install good. They look clean, and I'm going to give you some updates along the way. But being on my own, it's going to be a little more difficult getting the camera angles and everything right. So again, bear with me, and we'll go on this strip. Should be done here, stripping things out here in an hour or so, and labeling. I'll give you an update then. All right, thanks. Stay tuned. Hey, we're doing a little panel change here. Getting in here, I'm going through, I'm flagging what was labeled that I know of, like kitchen on a 20 amp breaker. We had one that was labeled dishwasher. I'll verify all this after the fact. We had something doubled up wires on a breaker that was 15 amp breaker. It was labeled garage/front room, so we will again go through, again, wire nuts in the panel. But I want to take this right here. This is an old panel, granted. I have not loosened any of this stuff. You see that ground in there just moving? Never actually because it's terminated under with a number 12 neutral. Well, old Romex used to have a smaller size grounding conductor. You're not allowed to put a ground and a neutral or two neutrals under the same screw, because if you lost one, you'd lose both at the same time. But you're also not allowed to put two different size wires under the same screw. So just one of those things. This is the stuff you come across a lot of times. Again, haven't loosened it at all. So there's good practice and there's hack work. So there really isn't. There is a middle ground, but I just prefer to do shit right the first time, and then you typically never have to come back and have embarrassing moments. Anyways, we'll give you some updates here in a few, but like I said, we're getting through here, labeling what I can, 40 watt or 40 amp, 240 volt range. This one, it was a 240 volt circuit on a 20 amp 2-pole. We'll go through the house. We're gonna, we had the SPA 50, and then some of these were just capped off, NHU, not hooked up. So that's going to come into play when I do the J-box above this panel. You'll see how that looks, because this is a mess of spaghetti. So if you're wanting to get in a tray, this is a good one, but sometimes you got to be able to keep track of like 50 or 60 wires. All right, stay tuned. Coming back with more. All right, so a little update. We got the panel out. I got an old nipple coming through from the meter base on the outside.
Yeah, they have to be underneath there.
And so we're gonna go ahead and leave that in. We're gonna punch out the new panel to accommodate that, and then we're gonna replace those conductors going through. I had a couple little 4-aughts and I believe that's a 1-aught aluminum or a 1-aught copper for the newt. So anyways, it's getting there. All right, thanks for coming back in. We have a mess up here, but it's getting cleaner. So we got our new panel in, meters made up. We just got to sort all this out, get them paired up, get it looking clean. We're getting there. This is the process. Still got all my tags on things. And then told the homeowner I'm going to come back tomorrow. We're going to go through the house, make sure everything that wasn't identified is identified. Currently, right now, we're going to be pairing up the 14 gauges on a 15 amp breaker, 12 gauges on the 20 amp breaker, etc., all the way through. So, but tomorrow we'll come through, we'll run everything, and get an accurate panel schedule for them. It's all part of the game. All right, keep coming back. I'll give you a final on the end. Hey, welcome guys. We're wrapping up here. We got the service change done. We spent this morning, we went through the house and verified all the circuits, got them an accurate panel schedule. So again, really like this Leviton panel. It's got the built-in zip tie holders right here. I like to keep them loose. You got some inspectors that want your wires to breathe, and that is a fact. You don't want, super tight bundling, because when anything has current running through it, it is generating heat. So, but I like putting a little box up above. That's what is in here for all my splices. Again, nice clean panel. Really like the Leviton series. So there's a lot of other advantages. They got tin plated copper bus rated for 225 amps. I didn't get enough shots of this before the fact. It was kind of a mess over here. So anyways, before and after, you can do clean work. Doesn't take that long, and I think it's worth it, and that's what the customers deserve. So that's why I started my own business. I was tired of people yelling at me saying it was taking too long, when it's like you just want to do good work and give people their money's worth. All right, if you got anything out of this, you like it, hit the thumbs up, hit the like, subscribe, any of that. If not, have a good one.